there will present another fresh edition of the Power Circuit from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. This program keeps you informed about the transformational activities of the company as it delivers on its mandate of transmitting bulk power while managing the national power grid. Here are the top stories lined up for your viewing delight. The spotlight is on power transmission lines encroachment areas in Osun State. We have the Regional Transmission Manager of the Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, who will speak about the operational strategies in Port Harcourt. That is on the interview segment. Please stay with us as these reports unfold. I am Amara Agugoisi. Cases of the encroachment of power transmission lines right-of-way have been flagged in some places in Osun State under the Oshobo region of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. The Power Circuit crew recently visited some of these areas where these encroachments have taken place.
The Oshobo Transmission Region of TCN covers a vast area that includes Osun, Ekiti, Oyo, and part of Ogun State. The region also hosts the National Control Center for the National Grid in Oshobo, Osun State. It has huge power transmission infrastructure comprising multiple 330 and 132 kilovolt transmission lines that evacuate power from power generation stations in the Lagos axis, the northern axis, and the southern parts of the country. In spite of the critical role the region plays in providing bulk electricity, there are persons who apparently violated the rights of way of these critical power transmission lines and assets. In Osun State, along the Oshobo to Ayede, Ibadan, 330 kilovolt transmission line in Oshobo, the assistant manager lines in the Oshobu Sub Region under the Oshobo region of TCN, Engineer Bakari Adegoke, was worried over the cases of encroachments of a power transmission line in the area.
This is the line that we power to the Ayidi, that is Ibadan. So it is called Oshobu Ayidi 330 kV line, as you can see from the nomenclature. So the area we are is Lamepo Johnson, so Oshobo. The tower number is tower 10 to 11. So the right of way through which the line travels has been acquired by the federal government. It has been paid for and acquired by the federal government. And nobody is allowed to carry out any activities under and within that right of way. So as you can see, this illegal structure.
This is a portion of a transmission line tower with the apparent sign to warn people of the dangers of staying under it. Yet, many persons still ignore this warning and conduct businesses or live close to the power lines. Engineer Adegoke said there are many such cases in Oshobo town, with most of the residential buildings under the highest power transmission line capacity in Nigeria, which is the 330 kilovolt power transmission line. Experts in the electrical engineering field say this type of high tension line carries the highest bulk power across states and is a force to reckon with. In spite of the enormity of the danger such lines can cause, Engineer Adegoke observed more structures sprawling directly under the 330 kilovolts Jeba to Oshobo power transmission line, constituting great danger to the residents.
This filling station is by the side of Tower 351 of Jeba Oshobo 330 kV line. It also falls directly under the red face of the same line. So this is very close to the station. The area is a power line area along the Kirun Road.
The crew moved to Ede town of Osun State, precisely in Olowo Ibida community, where business outlets, mechanic workshops, car wash place, and residential structures overcrowd a 132 kilovolts power transmission line route.
These are structures within tower 1163 to 1164 of Oshobo Owo Iseyin along Owolowo Ibida Road, Ede.
One of the streets in Ede town of Osun State is directly under the power transmission line, housing what has been described as illegal structures.
This area is Adetoto Street, Ajip area, Ede, Osun State, where we have some illegal structure directly under Oshobo Owo Iseyin 132 kV line.
At the Ring Road area of Ede town, a similar encroachment was flagged.
This is another structure under Oshobo Ede 132 kV double circuit. This place is Ring Road area opposite State CID, Oshobo, Osun State.
The TCN line official identified other violations along the 132 kilovolts Oshobo to Ife power transmission line, still in Osun State.
So the location here is at the Ife Road, Ife, Osun State. The line crosses that road we are talking about. So the right of way through which this transmission line travel has been acquired and paid for by the federal government of Nigeria. And it is not allowed for anybody to carry out any activities under and within that right of way, which is 15 meters to the right, 15 meters to the left on 132 kV line, and 25 meters to the right and 25 meters to the left on 330 kV line. As we can see, this is an encroachment on this right of way we are talking about. The encroachment is directly under and within that right of way.
More structures were observed to be erected under the same right of way already acquired long ago for an active power transmission line.
This is an encroachment under and within that right of way we are talking about. So during the construction of this building, the underground conductor called a counterpost would have been tampered with. And this is very dangerous for the life of people around here and to the line. So, and Transmission Company of Nigeria has done its best to sensitize people on the danger involved in carrying out any activities under the power line. And we've even served them quick notice, so as to vacate the place they are carrying out these activities on.
At another axis of Ede town, the 132 kilovolt power transmission line from Oshobo in Osun State to Iseyin in Oyo State had residential buildings under them.
This structure also falls directly under the yellow face of tower 1142 to 1143 of Oshobo Owo Iseyin 132 kV line around Tinagbale area along Adenike Street, Ede.
Just by the Federal Polytechnic Ede are structures that have encroached into the right of way of a TCN power transmission line route.
This another one directly under Oshobo Owo Iseyin tower 1147 to 1148 around the Federal Polytechnic Ede entrance gate.
Places of worship and banking institutions are not also exempted from the encroachment spree in Osun State.
This is a mosque directly on the red face of tower 1161 to 1162. This place is Engineer Adenle Close, Olowo Ibida area, Ede. This structure of Falls Bank, Ede, falls directly under red and blue face of tower 1167 and 1168 of Oshobo Owo Iseyin Ede. The building is directly within the right of way of transmission line, which is 15 meters by the right and by the left.
The power circuit continues after this break.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity when exposed is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substation emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
You are watching the Power Circuit. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has a well-laid-out strategy for improving operations at its Port Harcourt region, which covers South-South Nigeria. The Regional Transmission Manager of the Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, speaks more about these operational strategies.
Can you tell us the number of sub-regions and work centers under this region?
Roughly, we have at least 4 sub-regions, namely Afam, Port Harcourt sub-region, Calabar sub-region, and Aba sub-region. Then we have one work center, that is Owerri Work Center. We have created a new work center called Uyo Work Center. That station will help us a lot, at least to relieve Calabar sub-region from a lot of things. So because of the urgency, I think I instructed them they should move the 2 portal cabin. One is at Eket, one is at one at Itu. They are going to move it to Uyo to serve as a temporary office accommodation for them to take off immediately, because we have a lot of problem on that site. If that station has taken up, it will relieve Calabar sub-region from a lot of problems there.
The TCN Port Harcourt region is said to be vast. What is the capacity of the region?
We have the total installed capacity of 2,648 megawatts. It covers Akwa Ibom, it covers Rivers, Calabar, and Afam. That Afam is still under River State. Then we go to Imo State, where we have work center there. So all of them, the total installed capacity, as I told you, is 2,648 megawatts. Like at Afam, we have at least 150 megawatt capacity. That is, in fact, if you have Afam 4 to 5, we have Afam 6, So if you total it, you have 800 megawatts. Then if you come to Alauji will have 504 megawatts, including the NIPP. Then Omuko will have 150 megawatts. That is a River State-owned IPP. We have Trans-Amadi, 100 MVA. That is owned by River State 2. We have Ibom Power, that we have 152 megawatts. That is Akwa Ibom State. Then we still have River State Government Power Plant, that we are having 150 megawatts there too. Then Okoto Odupani Power Station, we have 500 megawatts, is NIPP.
TCN in-house engineers have done a lot in terms of project execution nationwide. What are some of the executed projects in this region?
Most of the projects in Port Harcourt region, they are contract projects. They have been awarded on contract, some of them from World Bank, some of them from appropriation. The only one when I came I met and not yet completed is the installation of a 75 MX reactor at Ekotopeni.
What is the status of ongoing projects in the region?
We are expecting to commence some of this SLA project, but the equipment are not yet on ground. Like 100 MVA transformer we want to install at Port Harcourt Main, 100 MVA we want to install at Port Harcourt Town. There is 60 MVA at Elenlenwa. The 60 MVA is on ground, but what we need some part like a circuit breaker, CTs, isolators, all this 18 transformer we don't have. But we are able to at least locate one 18 transformer at Oka, and we are given the approval to go and pick that one. So we are waiting for the other material at least to bring the 60 MVA to service, because the 60 MVA is already on ground.
Other regions of TCN have reported cases of vandalism. Is there any in this region?
Some 2 months back, we had 5 collapsed towers at Elelewa, that is Afam Elelewa 132 kV double circuit. It had been vandalized because the vandals went and cut many of their tower members. So once you cut the tower members, they cannot climb up. They are standing, then they will be using their chainsaw and be cutting the tower members. So that means ground is just skeleton. If there's any storm, it will just fall the tower. So that's how we lost 5 towers due to vandalization, and I was able to restore the back within the shortest period. I think not more than a month plus, we restored the whole 5 towers back.
The encroachment of power transmission line roads is becoming worrisome. What is TCN doing about it in this region?
Well, I'm happy you came at the right time. Maybe some of my landsmen may take you. Just on Sunday, we have cut jumper on the 132 kV line, just closer to this regional office. So trial recloser was made. So because of that sound, the people residing at that area, all of them were terrified. So we went and told them, see, this is the implication of what we are telling you people. If this line cut, thank God this one is a cut jumper. Had it been the line itself cut and fell on your roof, we only see you people dead maybe the following day. That is why we have been hammering, leave this side. It's very, very dangerous for human life. Once if this thing happens, the catastrophe of this thing cannot be emphasized. So it is very dangerous for you to stay under this line. It's because if it cuts, then people start blaming TCN. And we have been hammering on us They keep on telling us it is the alarm. Some of them, they are saying they have not been paid compensation. So we have been having encounter with them seriously because of this right of way. At times, we confront them, but while we cannot continue, then we soft pedal for them small because they are very aggressive actually. At times, they will even come and shut down the region, the office. So we cannot confront them all the time.
What are your expectations and project completion this year?
We are going to complete the installation of that 75 ms reactor at Ekotopene. Then, if other materials are on ground, we are going to install 100 MVA at Port Harcourt Town, 100 MVA at Port Harcourt Main, then 60 MVA at Elelenwa. Then we are going to upgrade already at Rumosi. We have 1 by 60 and 1 by 40. We are going to upgrade the 40 to 60 MVA.
That is it on the interview segment. The Regional Transmission Manager of the Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, explained the operational processes in the region. The enviable culture of TCN is that the management is always keen to expand bulk power wheeling capacity of the transmission network ahead of the growing demand for electricity in Nigeria and the West African sub-region, where TCN leads in power grid infrastructure. Watch out for more interviews in these segments. The Managing Director and CEO of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, NDPHC, Mr. Chedu Ubo, says his company is working on delivering more power transmission and distribution projects to complement the efforts of improving the national power grid.
Speaking during a recent interview session, Mr. Ubo said the company is currently executing projects across almost every local government in Nigeria, which will have huge impact on the ordinary Nigerians in those places. The company, which is owned by the 3 tiers of government as an intervention company in the power sector, drive these projects through the National Integrated Power Projects, NIPP, a special purpose vehicle in the power sector. Mr. Ubu further said there are works on the power distribution substations at 33 kilovolts level to ensure that bulk power transmitted by TCN is picked by the distribution companies adequately to reach the Nigerian electricity consumers, including residential and industrial customers of discos. NDPHC is also working to deliver transmission lines and substations in the South and in the North, said the company's head. Also speaking on the renewable energy subsector, Mr. Ubu said NDPHC was delivering solar home system projects and has deployed 20,000 units to houses that have not been served before. The NDPHC management said it is not resting on its laurels in terms of delivering power sector projects that would have real impacts on the Nigerian masses.
As we come to the end of this edition, get the top stories again. The spotlight was on power transmission lines encroachment areas in Osun State. And in the interview segment, you heard from the Regional Transmission Manager of the Port Harcourt region of TCN, Engineer Idris Alim, who went through the operational strategies in the Port Harcourt region. Thanks for staying with us on this edition of the Power Circuit. You can view this episode and others on TCN YouTube channel. Please interact with us on these platforms because TCN needs your support to deliver more on its mandate this year. TCN wishes you the best always, and remember to adhere to the coronavirus prevention protocol. I am Amara Agogoisi, and I'll always keep in touch.